Pinterest calls itself the world's catalog of ideas. 150 million users have logged on to discover places to travel, products to buy, and recipes to cook. People can pin things they find on their personal board. In all, users have collected more than 75 billion pins on more than a billion billboards. Wow. The company just announced a new visual way to search. They're calling it Pinterest Lens. It lets you find new ideas, recipes, or products by taking a photo. Only on CBS This Morning, Pinterest co-founders, that's Ben Silbermann and Evan Sharp, join us at the table to show us exactly how it works. Congrats, guys. It's good to have you here.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
I really like this new feature. I don't know anything about it, but I already like it. Anything that's so easy that you just take a picture. Normally, I have to call somebody and say help. You're making it very easy. What are you doing, Ben?
Well, we just wanted to make it easier to see something you like and then find out what other things you can find that are related. So many times you see things and you just can't come up with the words for it, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah.
And that's the idea behind Pinterest Lens. Anything you see can be a jumping off point to find new ideas.
Evan, how can people use it?
Well, there's a whole bunch of use cases that we're experimenting with. So for example, let's say you go to a friend's house and they have a really cool dining room table and you want to see other tables that are like it or how to style it or chairs to go with it. You just take your camera out and you point it at the table and you get all sorts of related ideas flowing in. Or say you want to cook a recipe and you have an ingredient.
So I use Pinterest a lot.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. But so did you have to create a new search engine to make that happen, a visual search engine? And how did you do it technologically?
Yeah, well, Pinterest is already really great at visual discovery and visual search. And so what we wanted to do is take what we do online really well today and make it really easy to do the same thing offline in the real world around you.
And from a business perspective, will Pinterest get a cut if you find and buy something through Pinterest?
Well, we have what we call buyable
Look at the little
today.
smile on both of their faces.
Yes.
They're like,
We're in this to make money.
that's okay.
Business.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not knocking that
Well, the
at all.
answer is actually is no. You can buy things on Pinterest today, but when you do, we actually don't take a cut. And we don't because to us, helping you buy things is just a way of making it more useful for users rather than a revenue source.
You guys say you want to be seen as being more like Google than, say, social media apps. And they have, what, 100 billion searches, and I think you guys have 2 at this point. How do you compete against Google?
Well, we think of ourselves as a search engine, but a very different kind, right? Google is great for facts, for questions that have a very specific answer. And we think of ourselves as a place to go when you have a subjective question, right? Like, what am I going to eat? What am I going to wear? What should my house look like? Questions for which the right answer is specific to you.
You know what I think is so cool about Pinterest? Number one, that it's started by guys. I just assumed when I first heard about it that it would be very women-centric. And Ben, they say we have to give credit to you because as a little kid, you like collecting things.
But it is women-centric. 70% of the
Right.
users are female.
No, but I would have thought women would have started it. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
So I was so thrilled to see that boys had started this. But it started as a little kid, you like collecting things. And how did that go from that to this?
Yeah, when I was
did
a
you
kid, I love collecting stuff. I love collecting bugs, which is pretty dorky. And then when I met Evan here in New York, we just got to talking and we said, why isn't there a great way to collect things on the internet? And that's actually how it started. We kind of built it for ourselves. And then what was surprising, and I think really cool, is that a lot of our first users were actually women, and actually a lot of them kind of where I grew up, in places like Iowa, in the Midwest, and they were using it just for their everyday life, for things like, what do I want to eat, what do I want to wear, what do I want my home to look like. And since then, it's obviously expanded a lot. There are 150 million folks now, a lot of them outside the U.S., and they use it for a whole range of things, from the basics to things like woodworking or tattoos or modifying motorcycles. You can kind of use it for whatever you're passionate
Men like
about.
it too.
Well, I pin all the time. I'm a little biased.
What does that say about you,
Are
Evan?
you guys going to do anything to drive up your male traffic? I mean, what do you think you need to do that?
Well, men are the fastest growing demographic for us today. And there may be a bit of a stereotype in the U.S. that it's only for women. I would say that's not true. I use it a lot, Ben uses it a lot, but a lot of other men do as well.
And what are you most proud of the service that it does? Because I think people get great ideas on it and are sharing with other people.
What makes me really proud is we work in Silicon Valley, which is all about kind of self-driving cars and rockets.
Yeah.
And I really like rockets.
Self-driving cars and rockets.
But I think what really motivates us is taking technology and making it solve real human problems, everyday problems. So I'm really proud of the fact that we do that for hundreds of millions of people.
You do, and I'm a big fan. I've used it a lot for whether it's kid party ideas to all kinds of things. So Ben Silbermann and Evan Sharp, thanks.
Thank you
Great
so
to see
much.
Thanks for using it.